everybody. How are we doing today? All right, before we get started, I just have a few quick rules and announcements to go over. First and foremost, the Long Island Aquarium and all of its properties are non-smoking, so please refrain from smoking of any kind during your visit here today. Next, the center staircase and ramp to your left are the only emergency exits, so please keep those free and clear at all times today. Your show is about 10 to 15 minutes long. We ask that you remain seated for the entire duration of the show, as getting up and moving around can be distracting to not only your stars on stage, but also guests still enjoy the show. Now, if you do need to leave for any reason at all, just please do so quickly, quietly, and completely, and exit along these back walls. Do not approach this half wall in front of me at any time, as we will be working with wild animals on stage. And lastly, we just ask that you hold on to all of your personal belongings, and trash that you might have up there can get a bit breezy, and if anything blows into our outdoor habitats, like this one behind me, it can be extremely dangerous to the animals that live there. But all right, folks, with all those rules and announcements out of the way, I asked you guys how you were doing, and you made a little bit of noise, but I think you can do much better than that. So let's try this one more time. Are you guys ready for a show? Much better. Well, welcome to the Long Island Aquarium Sea Lion Coliseum. My name is Alex, and I will be the host of your show today. Hey, in just a minute, I'm going to be joined by your sea lion superstar. Now today you're going to be meeting one of our female California sea lions. She is 20 years old, weighs in at 200 pounds, and goes by the name of Bunker, and she's going to be joined up here by her good friend and trainer, Colleen. Now folks, you did a great job making all that noise for me before, but here's where it really does count. Please keep that applause going and help me welcome these two to the stage. Now folks, remember, if you see anything you like today, anything at all, do not hesitate to make lots and lots of noise like you just did, because Bunker really does appreciate all of that applause. Perfect. Now Bunker up here is a California sea lion. Now California sea lions live all along the west coast of North America. They live as far north as British Columbia in Canada and as far south as the Baja Peninsula in Mexico. They often gather into large groups called rookeries. Now in these rookeries, they must be very quick, very agile, and very brave, not only in the water, but right out here on land. And to prove to you just how brave she is today, Bunker is going to be climbing to the highest point in her habitat. All right, folks, it looks like she made it up there with no problem at all. Well, here at the Long Island Aquarium, we know there's only one way down from a height like that, and that is to high dive. All right, Bunker, you need some applause first. All right, Bunker, I'm hearing your fans. I think, can we see that high dive now? Excellent job, Bunker. What a brave sea lion she is. Now, folks, do you want to see your sea lion superstar up a little bit closer up here on the stage? All right, that's what I thought. So Colleen and Bunker are going to be making their way back around front to show off for you a little bit closer. Now, in the meantime, you may have noticed that we have a few other sea lions in our habitat. We have our one and only male. His name is Java. He is also 20 and he weighs in at 400 pounds. We also have our two rescue sea lions, Neela and Lucy. Neela is 8 and Lucy is 3. If you want to hear more about their stories, feel free to come on up and talk to me about it after the show. But all right, folks, it looks like Bunker is just about ready, so let's give her another big round of applause and welcome her back to the stage. There we go, Bunker. Now here at the Long Island Aquarium, folks, we are lucky enough to house both California sea lions, like your superstar up here, as well as their cousins, the true seals, like the gray or harbors you may have seen on your way in today. Now we know it can be a bit difficult to tell the difference between a seal and a sea lion, but Bunker here is actually quite the expert. So with her help, we're going to be pointing out some of those differences for you here today. Now, one of the very first differences you can spot between a seal and a sea lion can be found in their front flippers. California sea lions have very strong and powerful front flippers. Bunker's showing those off for you. Now she uses these front flippers, kind of like you and I use our arms to swim, to help pull herself through the water. Now true seals, on the other hand, of course still have front flippers. They just use them in the opposite manner to help steer rather than pull themselves through the water. Our next difference can be found in their ears. California sea lions have external ear flaps called pinnae. If you look closely, you can see those on the side of Bunker's head. Now true seals, they lack these external ear flaps, and they just have internal ears that look like small openings on the sides of their head. Our next difference can be found in their necks. California sea lions have very long and flexible necks. Now Bunker's going to show you just how long her neck is. All right, Bunker, it looks like you impressed about half of your fans out there. But don't worry, folks, because she's not done showing off just yet. Her neck is so long and so flexible, she can touch that nose all the way to her back. Now that's pretty impressive. Let's hear it for your superstar. Now, folks, Bunker is going to step it up one more time, and she's going to do an iconic sea lion behavior, which is balancing that ball on her nose. Now, folks, we're going to need to give her a big round of applause, because the louder you guys clap, the longer she can balance that ball. Excellent job, Bunker. Not only was she using that long and flexible neck of hers, but she was using those whisker tips called vibrissae. Now those are 10 times more sensitive than our fingertips. Now true seals, they of course have necks too. We've all seen them up front, but they are just as flexible of a neck. It's just not nearly as long as a sea lion's. Now our final difference between a seal and a sea lion can be found in those rear flippers that Bunker is so nicely pointing out for you. They have a rotatable hip bone. Now this allows them to tuck those rear flippers up underneath their bodies and gives them the ability to walk around on all fours. You see Bunker here is having no trouble hopping on and off her seat or following her trainer around across the stage. Now true seals, they lack this rotatable hip bone, and so they tend to look a little bit silly when they come out on land. Now Bunker here, she's been to the front, she's seen her cousins in action, and she's actually come up with quite the impression. So Bunker, why don't you show us what your cousins look like on land? That's right, like a great big fuzzy inchworm scooching around on their bellies. You guys have the right idea. Let's hear it for your comedian. Now, as silly as she's being, she's absolutely correct. Without a rotatable hip bone, true seals just stick those rear flippers out behind them and scooch around on their bellies. So now that we've had a chance to point out some of these differences for you, feel free after the show to come on up and check out this habitat or check out that true seal habitat up front and see if you can point out some of those differences for yourselves. Now, every day here at the Long Island Aquarium, we like to make sure that our animals stay both mentally and physically stimulated. So like you or I might do a math problem or a crossword puzzle to help keep our minds sharp, our animals can learn brand new behaviors. Or how we might go to the gym or to recess to keep our bodies moving, our animals can practice some of their more higher energy behaviors. Now folks, I do happen to know that Bunker's favorite way of her getting her exercise in is by practicing her dance moves. So what do you folks say? Do you want to see a sea lion dance today? All right, that's what I thought. So we're gonna get her favorite song playing. When you guys hear that beat, clap along. All right, Bunker, take it away. I hear your jam. Excellent job, Bunker. That was some fancy flipper work. Let's hear it for your superstar. Now, folks, with those amazing dance moves, it does not yet bring us to the end of our show, but Bunker is going to head inside one more time to continue showing off in there. So now is a great time for me to remind all of you that all of our animals here at the Long Island Aquarium act as animal ambassadors for their counterparts in nature. We hope that by visiting us today, you're inspired to learn more about each species and how you can help conserve them. Now, one of the best ways to do this is to reduce, reuse, and recycle all of your plastics. It can take up to 450 years for a single plastic water bottle to break down, and during that time it often ends up in our waters, which can be extremely dangerous or fatal to the animals that live there if they ingest it or become entangled in it. So by simply using that reusable water bottle or reusable bag each and every day, you can help limit the amount of pollution that ends up in our oceans. But folks, it looks like your stars are back one more time. Let's give them another round of applause and welcome them back to the stage. Now, to end your show today, we're going to be answering one of the most popular questions we get here at the Long Island Aquarium, which is how do we train all these amazing behaviors you've seen here today? Well, one of the very first skills that our animals learn is a simple one called targeting. This is where they learn to place and hold their nose to our fists. Beautiful. Now, once Bunker was comfortable with that, we were able to transfer that target to other objects like that red and white buoy on a stick called the target pole, or some of her favorite toys throughout her habitat, like that colorful ball suspended high up in the air. Now, we started off with that ball at the surface of the water, and we raised it higher and higher over time while still asking Bunker to target it. Now, once she was comfortable targeting it at the surface, we were able to move it around and shape some pretty cool behaviors like jumping. But folks, this is Bunker's grand finale, so we're gonna need one last round of applause for her today. All right, Bunker, I hear your fans. Can we see you touch that ball? Excellent job, Bunker, and what a splash. And of course, for doing such a great job with that behavior and all of her behaviors here today, Bunker was rewarded with lots and lots of her favorite food, which of course is fish. And that is called positive reinforcement training, and that is how we train all of our animals here at the Long Island Aquarium. But unfortunately, with that awesome splash, folks, it does bring us to the end of our show. You guys have been an amazing audience. Let's hear it again for your superstars. On behalf of myself, the Long Island Aquarium, your superstars, and her trainer, we thank you guys so much for coming and hope you have a lovely rest of your day.